It started small. Strange artifacts appearing on the edges of human-explored space. Floating orbs, perfectly smooth cubes, and crystalline structures that emitted a low hum. They weren't natural, that much was clear. But they weren't tied to any known species either. The artifacts didn't respond to scans, nor did they degrade under exposure to the harsh elements of space. Some would emit faint bursts of energy, others remained inert. All bore the same cryptic signature, 3 overlapping circles etched with impossible precision. Humanity called them the marks of the Curators. At first, the artifacts were dismissed as cosmic flukes or remnants of some long-extinct race. But then, they started appearing closer to inhabited worlds. One was found embedded in the Martian ice cap. Another drifted into Earth's orbit, spinning serenely. A third was discovered on the ocean floor of Ganymede, perfectly untouched by time. And that was when the artifacts began to work. The first active artifact was a shimmering sphere, no larger than a grapefruit. Found by a mining crew near the asteroid belt, it pulsed with a faint blue light whenever touched. When brought to a research lab, the sphere emitted a low hum, and suddenly, the surrounding air became breathable. No energy source was detected. The sphere simply worked. Other artifacts followed. A cube that, when submerged in water, purified it instantly. A flat disc that healed minor wounds when pressed against the skin. A small crystal rod that emitted endless, stable energy. They were tools, far beyond human comprehension, but undeniably practical. Gifts. The galactic community scoffed. The Val, self-proclaimed elders of the galaxy, were the first to dismiss it. Curators? Myths, they scoffed in their deep, resonant voices. If they existed, they would not waste their efforts on such an unremarkable species. The Safari were more pragmatic. If the artifacts are tools, use them. If they are traps, let humanity spring them first. The Rail, ever the artists, admired the craftsmanship but doubted the artifact's origins. Perhaps they are not gifts, but remnants of a civilization long gone. Despite the skepticism, the artifacts continued to arrive, and always near humans. The marks of the Curators grew bolder. When the obelisk appeared on Ardent 4, it changed everything. The colony world was still in its infancy, little more than sprawling settlements across lush, unspoiled plains. The obelisk arrived overnight, a black monolith standing over a kilometer tall, carved from a material that absorbed every form of energy directed at it. It dwarfed the human structures around it. Its presence was undeniable. On its surface was a single message, etched in English. Prove your worth. The galactic community exploded with debate. Do not engage with it, the Val warned. The Curators, if they are real, are beyond our understanding. Humanity risks inviting annihilation. The Corinth, Masters of Science, demanded to study it. This is a phenomenon that cannot be ignored. If the Curators exist, we must determine their motives. Humanity, however, made its choice. It wasn't an easy decision. Politicians argued endlessly. Religious leaders claimed the obelisk was divine intervention. Scientists dissected every angle, debating whether the obelisk was a test, a gift, or a trap. In the end, it was the people who decided. We didn't come this far to turn away now, one colonist declared, in a live broadcast from Ardent 4. If this is a test, we'll pass it. If it's a trap, we'll spring it. But we won't run. That's not who we are. The decision was made. The expedition to the obelisk brought together humanity's brightest minds. Engineers, linguists, mathematicians, soldiers, each contributed their expertise. The entire operation became a symbol of human unity, the kind of collaboration that rarely happened under normal circumstances. The obelisk itself was inert, its surface unyielding, until the team began working together. The mechanisms inside responded not to strength, technology, or even knowledge, but to cooperation. Panels lit up only when multiple people touched them simultaneously. Patterns aligned when tasks were performed in perfect sync. The obelisk wasn't testing intelligence or power. It was testing unity. The final challenge required the entire team, each member contributing their unique skills. When the last piece fell into place, the obelisk shimmered and dissolved into light. And the Curators arrived. They didn't come in ships. The Curators manifested as shimmering humanoid figures of pure energy, their forms shifting and refracting like living prisms. They spoke not in words, but in layered thoughts and emotions, each phrase carrying a depth that resonated in the minds of all present. "We have watched you," they said, their voices a harmonious blend of tones. "We have seen your struggles, your failures, your triumphs. You are young, but you are worthy." Humanity stood in stunned silence. The galaxy's most enduring myth stood before them, acknowledging their existence. The Curators explained their purpose. They were the preservers of knowledge, the watchers of countless civilizations. Their artifacts were gifts, designed to guide and uplift those who proved themselves capable. "You are flawed," the Curators said. "You are reckless, divided, and fragile. But you are also resilient, creative, and, most importantly, you hope. In the face of despair, you rise. This is why we chose you." When the Curators vanished, they left behind no trace of their visit, but the artifacts stopped appearing. Humanity was left with a simple message engraved where the obelisk had once stood. Prove your worth. It wasn't a gift. It wasn't a command. It was a challenge. The galactic community struggled to process what had happened. The Val were humbled. The Corinth were fascinated. The Zathari grew wary. And humanity? We didn't waste time celebrating. We got to work. Because for the first time in our history, we weren't fighting for survival. We weren't striving to prove ourselves to others. We were fighting to prove we could be better. In the end, it wasn't our strength or intelligence that made us worthy. It was our humanity.